is, if you want to run a global, high availability, rapidly changing data center environment, old style hardware and old style software doesn't work. You don't want to manage physical machines. Virtualization has been a step forward. Now instead of managing physical machines, we manage virtual machines. And we have some great technology in our Hyper-V software to help you do that. But tomorrow you really want to manage the application in these new data centers. We need new programming models to get there. We need new hardware. The modern, if you will, server will actually be more like a data center that comes in a box. It may have the equivalent of thousands of servers in it, but literally it'll look like a refrigerator or a shipping container. To build a new data center, you'll put down a slab of concrete, a fence, probably a rain cover, you'll plug in a power cord, you'll plug in a network connection, you'll plug in a hose. Used to take a fire hose to cool what we use in our data centers. Now we can do it with a garden hose. Much more environmentally sound because the power consumption footprint has been reduced. So we're working with the hardware vendor community to take the cost, to take the complexity, the construction cost, the waste, and really re-engineer the whole software and hardware architecture for what we think of today as the server, what we'll think of tomorrow as the cloud. If we operate the cloud, we talk about it as the public cloud. But these same technologies will be available over time to our customers with a special support relationship with us. For example, with our Windows Azure and SQL Azure technologies, so that you can run your own private cloud, if you will, in addition, and benefit from these same technologies. So the cloud is the big transition of today. It's the next generation use of microprocessor and internet, and it's going to drive transition and innovation in these 5 critical ways. At Microsoft, we're committed to these transitions, and specifically today to the cloud. But today, here and now, we're also very committed to making sure that you can do more and more with today's products to serve the various application and scenarios that you see inside your organizations. And when you look at the range of new products that I list on the right of the board, what we're really trying to help you do is not just search the internet. How do we make it easier for you to search your organization's data? How do we put that information that's embedded in your systems at the hands of the users in your ministries? We're trying to help your users be more productive, get more things done by improving the tool set that they use every day at work. How do you really take your work on the go with you? We focus in on that in our phone software. People spend a lot of time collaborating, voice, email, other forms of collaboration. Enterprise applications, payroll, finance, accounting, how do we help? CRM. CRM used to be something that was only interested in the private sector, but now it stands for citizen management, not just customer management. We found it quite popular, quite important in government applications and moving things forward. We actually do a good amount of our CRM development actually here in Brazil. Virtualization and data center management. The first step to the cloud is to have a highly virtualized data center environment. Our Windows Server product with Hyper-V goes that direction. Business intelligence. There's some of the most important questions I get from our customers today is, how do we give better access to think about the amount of statistical data, transaction data, and yet people's ability to use that information numerically is limited. We take big steps with our Office 2010 and our new SQL Server release, and the list goes on. So we're not only committed to the longer-term transitions, we're committed to trying to help you today answer the needs that you're hearing from your users and give you the tools to do that as cost effectively as possible. I see a very bright future in information technology. It's one thing, I get a chance, I'm going to give a speech today at the University of Sao Paulo, and I'll have a bunch of students there. And I don't even know if they'll know how lucky they are to have picked careers in information technology. When I was a kid, there was a movie that came out with Dustin Hoffman called The Graduate. He was a recently graduated college student, and he's getting married, and the father of his soon-to-be wife comes to him and says, "I have just one word for you. One word. Plastics." The young graduate looks back, not understanding. He says, "Plastics. The future's in plastics. That's where the opportunity will be." Well, that might have been true when the movie was made in 1960, whatever. But today, it's all about IT. The future, so much value, whether it's in science, health, education, job creation, economic development, so much opportunity across the world will be created by people driving from an information technology point of view. I don't want to say there aren't other great careers. I don't want to say there aren't other important problems in society. But information technology, almost like education, is one of the basic building blocks on which societal advances will happen. So the chance to be here today, to talk about some of these transitions, to talk about the important role all of us in our industry can play in transforming society and economy overall, it really has been my pleasure to have a chance to do that. I thank you very much for your time. I thank you. We have a lot of very good customers in the room. For that, we're very appreciative. Always more we can do. Our team here in Brasilia is happy to follow up. And I will say that if there's anything I can do, any question I can answer, since we don't have time for a formal question and answer today, please email me. I'm steveb@microsoft.com. And I'd love to have a chance to hear from you further. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Gostaríamos